Welcome guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create a Java Swing application or GUI which will take a paragraph and extract all the emails and websites which are present inside that paragraph. So for that I have come to write the code on my Eclipse IDE, and before starting to look into the code I'd like to give you all a very brief demonstration or introduction to Swing. Basically, Swing is a graphical user interface or GUI widget toolkit for Java. It is a part of Oracle's Java Foundation classes, which is an API for providing a graphical user interface or GUI for Java programs. Swing was developed to provide a more sophisticated set of GUI components than the earlier abstract window toolkit AWT. Swing provides a look and feel that emulates the look and feel of several platforms and also supports a pluggable look and feel that allows applications to have a look and feel unrelated to the underlying platform. It has more powerful and flexible components than Abstract Window Toolkit or AWT. In addition to familiar components such as buttons, checkboxes, and labels, Swing provides several advanced components such as tabbed panel, scroll planes, trees, tables, and lists. Unlike AWT components, Swing components are not implemented by platform-specific code. Instead, they are written entirely in Java and therefore are platform independent. In December 2008, Sun Microsystems, or Oracle's predecessor, released the CSS or FXML based framework that is intended to be the successor to Swing called JavaFX. Okay, so now without any further wastage, let us jump into the code first. So first of all, as always, I have imported all the Java libraries over here, which we are going to make use of in this program. And then we are creating a public class, which is also the name of the Java file, called EW Extractor, which stands for Email Website Extractor. It is extending JFrame and it is implementing the action listener interface. And then I am creating some static instances of JLabel, JTextField, JButton, and JFrame. So JFrame is basically the GUI framework which is going to hold all the other components on it, such as the JLabel, which is only a set of characters or string. Basically, it is basically a kind of title which gives you what is to be entered into the JText field. So JText field basically accepts the text inputs from the user, and we also have JButton, which is going to initiate one action. We are going to implement the action handler interface, and by making that we can perform any action upon the clicking of the button by the user. So as you can see, we have two labels over here, L1 and L2, and also we have two text fields, T1 and T2, and one button B. And we have written one constructor over here, it is empty. We don't have to use that, but for namesake we are using it. And then we come to the public static void main, from where all the execution and the starting of code running will begin, or the compilation will begin from here. So first of all, we are creating one frame and we are giving it the name F. So F is an instance of JFrame class. So the title of this frame is going to be Email and Website Extractor, and then we are also specifying one font, F1, Helvetica. It is going to be bold and a font size 30. And then the first level, the name of the first level is L1. It is going to store one text, enter the paragraph to be extracted, and we are setting the font of this first level as F1. Then we are creating one JButton. We are creating one instance of JButton and giving it the name of B, and the JButton will have extract written on it. And we are also setting the font of this button as F1 as we had previously seen. and we are also setting the preferred size of this button and giving it the dimension of 300 by 50. Then we are going to set the title of the next level, which is L2, as the extracted emails and websites, and we are also going to set the font of this level as F1. Then we are creating one instance of the EW extractor class, which is our main class in this program, and giving it the name of TE. Then after that, we are invoking the add action listener method of this EW extractor class, and then we are going to invoke the add action listener of this button and passing the parameter as the object of the EW extractor class, which we had created in the previous line. And then we are going to enter some values inside the text fields. For T1, we are going to enter the string entered here and set the fonts and do all the configurations as well. And we are also going to create the next font, which is F2. It is going to be of Consolas and it will be of plain type, and font size will be 25. Then we are setting the font of T1 as F2, and also the next text field, which is going to show the extracted emails and websites, is going to have the same font, and we are also specifying the columns or the width of both the text fields as 50. Then let us come to the JPanel. We are creating one instance of JPanel class, and we are adding all the components, the two levels and the two text fields as well as the button inside this panel, and we are adding the entire panel into the frame so that all of that can be compacted and it can be made into a single whole. And then we are going to set the icon for the frame. For that, I have used the icon.png, which was a PNG file, so that our GUI looks even more interesting. And then we are setting the size of the frame, and we are giving it the dimensions of 750 by 500, and then we are displaying the frame. And now let us come to the action performed method. So it is accepting the argument of type action event, which is one event. So whenever the user presses the button as we had declared before, then this method is going to get invoked and it will accept one argument, which is going to be E. So we are going to store the value of the argument inside the string S. So basically the value which is going to get stored inside the string S will be the text or the string written on the button which the user is going to press. So if there are multiple buttons, then upon the clicking of a specific button, the specific text written on that button is going to get stored inside the string S. So as we had seen, the button which we provided was having the string, having the title extract. So if S equals extract, then we are going to get the text which is entered by the user inside that JText field T1, and we are going to store it inside the string str. And now we are going to define one empty string print having no characters or no values as of now. Then we are going to create two array list of type string emails and websites. So basically emails is going to store all the emails which are present inside the paragraph, and website is going to store all the websites present inside the paragraph entered by the user in the first text field. Now the string tokenizer class is going to tokenize all the words present inside the paragraph and store it inside st, and here the delimiter is one empty space, one space. So while st has more tokens, then we are converting each of the tokens into the string type or the string data type, and we are matching if temp or the string which we have got is matching this regular expression or not. So basically this regular expression is the regular expression for any email ID. If it is true, if the matching is perfect, then we are going to add that specific string inside the emails array list, and the same goes for the websites as well. So upon getting all the email IDs and the websites, we are going to print the emails separately, as well as the websites are going to get printed after the emails separately. So for iterating through all the elements present inside the two array lists, I am going to define two iterators. The first one is going to iterate through the emails array list. It is going to be named as iter1, and the next one is going to be named as iter2. So while the iter1 has values, it is going to print all the emails, and the same goes for the iter2 as well. So after printing the emails as well as the websites, we are going to set the text of T2 as print, which is the final concatenated print, or the output text which we want to print. And as the JText field only helps us to print in a single row, in a single line, we cannot increase the width of the JText field. For your simplicity, for your convenience, I am going to print the final string or the output string, which we are going to display to the user in the console window. So now, with that being said, now let us execute this program, and now let's just see how everything goes. So now let me execute this program. So now let me copy one dummy paragraph over here and show you how we can extract the emails as well as the websites which we have inside this paragraph. So as you can see, we can only enter in a single line. We cannot increase the height of this text field because that is one limitation of Java Swing GUI creator. And now if I click on extract, then you will see that we have got all the emails separately as well as the website separately. So as is a single line, you can view it with great difficulty, but you can also see it in the console because I printed the extracted emails as well as the websites into the console as well. So the emails are this and the websites are this. So both the emails and websites have a very different pattern. So by matching those patterns with all the tokens present inside the paragraph, I have extracted the emails as well as the websites which were present inside the paragraph entered by the user. So now let us see how the GUI is looking. So this is the logo, this is the icon.png file which I had given to set the logo of this, JFrame, and we are entering the paragraph from which we are going to extract the emails and websites, and the extracted emails and websites are printed over here and also in the console. So in this way you can extract any emails and websites given by the user and present to him or her the extracted emails and websites. So that's all from this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share as well as comment on this video, and make sure that you press the red subscribe button and gray out the notification bell as well, so that you never miss an update from me as well as my channel. Okay, so with that being said, now let us take farewell. I will meet you next time in the fresh videos. Until then, keep exploring and have fun.